Hi Gemini, welcome to your month ahead horoscope for April 2019 with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button if you should so choose. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means everything to me. With that said, if you would like to join my mailing list, you can do so on the web link below. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. It's all in the description box. Check it out. So with that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards, as always, with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see, my dear Geminis, what the month ahead has in store for you. What are you doing? What are your actions and your interactions with the world at large saying? And this month, you got the Two of Cups, right? This is beautiful because the Two of Cups is about a divinely inspired or orchestrated connection. Sometimes it can talk about true love, but very often it's about that spark. It's about that moment, or it's about that connection that is formed where something can truly turn into something great. The Two of Cups has the potential to become the Ten of Cups, right? That's what it's all about. Your actions and your interactions with the world at large is about what you do. And this month, my dear Geminis, it really feels like you're crossing paths with the right people. You're crossing paths with possibly, for some of you, a new partner. For some of you, you're crossing paths with people that are going to support and facilitate your growth from here on in. The Two of Cups also talks about connection, and the fact that this is, the fact that it's fallen in your actions. This really feels for me like this month you are seeking the right connections. You are looking to connect with people that are going to support you, with people that are going to push you on, with people that are going to spur you on and make things happen in your life. It really feels for me like this month you're finding or wanting to find somebody, Gemini, or even a group of people that really reciprocate and mirror back to you all that you are ready to give. I feel like you've come to a new realization of self this month, and this isn't anything to do with the card. The feeling that's coming through on this it's overwhelming actually. And the feeling that I'm getting, I'm seeing like a window, right? And I've just heard a little ting there, and I know that there's nobody else in the house, so that's really interesting. So I'm seeing a little, it's almost like I'm seeing a window, and as I'm looking through this window, I'm seeing you looking at yourself and saying to yourself, wow, who I was then and who I am now are completely different people. It's almost like you're looking at yourself and really weighing up how much you've changed, how much you've evolved, how far it is that you've come. And more importantly, you can now see and really get a sense of how far you can truly go, how far it can become something totally different. It's almost like, it's not even necessarily about rewriting your history. This is just plain old saying to yourself, I'm going to forge a new destiny by the sheer force of my will and ultimately by the sheer force of the power of my heart. You are making decisions based on where it is that you know your potential lies. Beautiful. Your money and your materials. You got the Devil card, right? So what you're being asked this month, Geminis, don't freak out, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're being asked this month, for those of you that are partnered especially, you're being asked to really look at your finances, to really look at your resources and ask yourself, are we as a collective doing the right thing by our finances? Why do I say that? You've got the Two of Partnerships there. Then you've got the Devil card, which is about addiction. It's about restriction as well sometimes of things. The fact that this falls in your money sector is basically asking you to, as a couple, look at what you're spending, look at what your resources are actually going on. Is there somewhere that you can improve things or tighten them up a little? For those of you that are single, or for Gemini energy in general, what this is saying to you is you need to look at your finances this month and ask yourself, where am I bleeding money? Where am I putting money that is just a waste? Where is it that I am spending money unnecessarily? Where is it that I am putting my resources that aren't going to give me anything in return that is going to be beneficial for me? Beautiful. Right? The Devil card doesn't always mean something bad. It's not always an easy experience, but sometimes once it's highlighted something to you or brought something up, you can correct it. And once you correct it, it tends to make things actually much better. So your communications with the world at large, you've got the moon card, right? So the moon card is coming forward, and it's basically saying to you that this month you are ready and willing to talk about your past. Not from a point of connection, not from a point of, I'm going to talk about my past while I'm holding it in my hand, and I'm going to shout about it until I don't feel like I need to shout about it anymore. It's almost like you're speaking about your past, and you know, this whole thing with the window, like you're looking at it and you're able to talk about your history, you're able to talk about your life, you're able to talk about your experiences, you're able to talk about your hurts and your wounds, the things that you feel like have really held you back in your life, and you're able to do it with a detached objectivity. To really just look at it and say, well, you know what? Yeah, it was a shit experience, and no, I didn't really enjoy it, but what I've learned from it is A, B and C, and how I can continue on without that experience is D, E and F, right? This is beautiful. The moon card will really see you combing through your past this month, but not in a destructive or, you know, self-pity sort of way. It's almost like you're looking at it like, this is like an interesting science project. I just want to get a good understanding of what's going on over there. You know, you're really able to look at it with objectivity and actually detach yourself from it emotionally, which actually really puts you in a place of power and strength. So let's have a look at your heart and your half, right? So you've got the 5 of Cups. Not an easy card, right? So it's kind of a mixed bag this month. There may very well be a pervading feeling this month where you're kind of like, okay, yeah, I can see the way that all of this has happened. Okay, yeah, I can see the way that this has taken place. For those of you that are single, the 5 of Cups is basically saying this month you probably want to stay focused on what you have at this moment in time. So it's not really a great month for finding a new partner. It's not really a great month for you to think about, you know, all of those things. You can have fun, you can enjoy yourself for sure. In terms of meeting somebody new, this is not the month for it. This is a month where you really need to be more focused on yourself, more focused on that you on the other side of the mirror, right? You're rebuilding, rebranding yourself and shifting into something completely new. And some of that is going to come with a shedding of skin, a shedding of certain types of feelings, experiences, and possibly even people. For others of you, for those of you that are coupled rather, the 5 of Cups here with that moon card, you and your partner may very well be going over some old ground, you know, really clearing out the closet together and saying, look, you know what, there's this stuff in the past that's happened between us that really hurt me. But again, you're able to look at it with this objectivity. You're able to kind of look at it and say, well, you know what, all right, yeah, it was a shit experience, and no, I didn't enjoy that, and no, I don't want to go back there again. But what can we take away from it? There is a real sense of unity here. But the 5 of Cups will see a select few of you making that decision this month with the Devil, the Moon, and the 5 of Cups. For a select few of you, you will really be asking yourself this month, is this the right person or partnership for me? That doesn't necessarily just mean in terms of, you know, an actual partner. It could also be in terms of friends, you know, friendship circles, all of that stuff. But it really is a month where you will be looking at this stuff, and you'll be looking at it quite deeply. But through the eyes of objectivity. I can't say that enough. It's almost like and that's not to say that you're emotionally detached, you know, but you're not allowing those emotions, whatever they are, to sway you. It's almost like you're making decisions from the best place of who you actually are. Beautiful. First week of April, you got the Fool card right underneath that 2 of Cups. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely new energy, new people, new stimuli coming into your life in the month of April, especially within this first week. And the fact that you've got the Fool card means that it really is a month where you can kind of draw a line under January, February and March this year. Say to yourself, right, the year starts from here, right? Because that's the feeling that I get from this. Your second week of April, you got the Death card underneath the Devil card. So yeah, there is going to be a moment where somebody leaves your life. This could be a friend, it could be a partner, it could be an acquaintance, it could be somebody professionally. But with the Death card always comes a change or a transformation or an evolution. It's the closing of a door. With the fact that it falls underneath the Devil card in your money and materials, this will be the month where you really start to look at the figures and say, right, Where am I throwing money away? Where am I wasting resources? And I will be getting rid of that. If you are part of groups that aren't supportive, if you are, you know, anything of that ilk, you'll be looking at, and this month you'll be saying to yourself, right, if it needs to go for the sake of streamlining and, you know, preservation, then it needs to go. Third week of the month, you've got the Justice card underneath the Moon card. So you're making the decision to move forward. Some of the decisions, especially the ones about leaving, you know, people or situations behind, are not going to be made easily, but they will be made objectively. That is your word for this month, objectivity, right? Ultimately, you will be looking at things in a very balanced way. For some of you, select few of you, I just want to say to you, it's almost like I'm seeing you've got some sort of paperwork here, and it centres around possibly inheritance or monies of some sort that belong to somebody else. If you are signing any contract, please try and do it after the 20th of April. From then on, that's when you have the green light after the Mercury retrograde. And then finally, the fourth week of the month, you've got the Hierophant underneath the Five of Cups. Yeah, you know what? Another tagline for you guys this month is going to be fix it or forget it. You will really be looking at things. I'm kind of getting this picture now of a mechanic. And I feel like some of you are saying, you know what, if I can't fix it, I'm going to have to let it go. If it is just a drain on my resources, and your resources doesn't always have to mean money. Sometimes it's your energy. Sometimes it's your vitality. Sometimes it's just your zest for life. If it's draining your internal or inner resources, this will be the month where you really have to sit down and think to yourself, right, is this something or someone that is truly beneficial for me? So then finally, your key to the month. What is your key to the month? What is it that the tarot needs you to know on the overall message, and how do you unlock your gifts? This month you've got the Page of Cups. Through your creativity, through your ability to create, through your ability to tap into that childlike sense of wonder in you, your creativity in terms of your artistic streak, in terms of your ability to observe your emotions from a place of objectivity. One of the things about this card, I've often seen the Page of Cups represent people's emotions, and it's almost like they have this feeling of, I'm not feeling anything. Why am I not feeling anything? And then they start trying to fill that hole inside with everything. But actually, if you've never had inner stillness or inner peace, when you do have a moment of that, it's like, oh, holy shit, it's too quiet. I need to make some noise, right? Don't try to make noise where there is silence and stillness. Just observe yourself through that space, from that space, act through that space, from that space, whatever you want to call it. Because when you're coming from there, you're acting from the best of who you truly are. And ultimately you are stepping outside of what is known as the wheel of, not the wheel of the merry-go-round. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know how this month shapes up for you. Take care, and I will see you very soon for more videos.